February. Never met nobody who retired when they were young. So I guess I gotta get it to the cemetery. Getting paid just for rapping is fun. I lit up around the month of February. Told him side, no electric. It's getting hectic. 777. 777. Yeah. Told him slide, no electric. Yeah. It's getting hectic. 777. Yeah. 777. Couple of money in my head just to say they did it. Can't lie, I'm so paranoid and the windows tinted. I own everything around me, you can say it's rented. Not talking phone numbers when I'm talking 7 digits. Earn it by the day, every second minute. Used to pay me none, look, now they pay attention. Everybody say they drip, but I banded it. See them copy all the looks, but I stay switching. Pick up the loot, then hit the bank. Can never change, still wrote the change. Captain say the pay, this ain't the day. They made me wait, I'm breaking chains. Yeah. Told me feeling bubbly out the rose. Took a minute, but I got it out the soul way. Friends turn to foes, haters tell them go away. Rappers making shiggy dance like a soul train. Told them slide, no electric. It's getting hectic. 777. 777. Yeah. Told them slide, no electric. Yeah. It's getting hectic. 777. Yeah. 777. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up. Ooh, I've been on the flex since flex zone. Neighborhood all in your eardrums. I ain't never scared like Bone Crush. Boy, I got God, don't fear none. My line busy, take no calls. Feels like I don't have no flaws. Snakes in the grass, cut those off. Your old squad shady, my bros raw. No breaks, we go. Throw shade, that's a no. Go high, go low. Like spinning in a 644. Cash money like 504. Ball like AD24. No sleep, need more. Pick it up. see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Ooh, I'm a real one, my day ones. Try speak up, can't say none. Try dig dirt, there ain't none. I make the money that save up. 10 to 80, my savings. Take to the top from the base one. New car, race on. Fast lane, pace on. With the booyah, that's a flex. Not a human, I ain't from another planet. I'ma teleport, might vanish. I'ma wake up, do damage. Drawing number 7, East Bordeaux. Working all night, need more though. I remember nights I was poor though. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Don't take it personal, but I ain't lying. I ain't hiding, I've been grinding, multiplying. I've been trying to get my weight up, staying prayed up, meditating and taking time away. You always posting up pictures, trying to look like you winning. I'm writing rhymes in the kitchen, soaking in moments we live in, yeah. You got the nerve to be on me, faking your life for the IG. If you got my number, don't add me, cause baby, I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. Baby, don't check for me. Taking time out to be and live my life off screen. Taking time out to be and live my life. Hey. Taking just don't be and live my life. Don't take it personal. We just building. It's my season, lay foundation. Make a name for generations, please, and make a, then take a break or a little vacation and chasing blues away. Hey, hey. You always posting up pictures, trying to look like you winning, or look like you always be working, soaking the moments you live in, yeah. You got the nerve to be on me, faking your life for the IG. If you got my number, don't add me, cause baby, I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus.
money pals. Need a money counter, I broke my thumb from thumbing down. Wifey on my line, she told me to dumb it down. Mama on my line, asking how I'm dumbing now. I think you only love me cause I'm poppin'. This a layup, this a rebound, then it's driving. Tyson with the fade, not the hair, my hands rockin'. When I link with ballpoint, you know it's not. Get out my way. I'm so unashamed. Throw to my veins. Like my 2K green or blue, I'm not into games. Focus on your player's face while I'm stacking change. We throw out what you got on your whole Kool-Aid. Every time I drop it, knock you make the school face. I can't stand to be around people who are two-faced. I can't stand to do some business if you're too late. I beat the beater defeated. I beat the beater mistreated. I beat the odds deleted. On top, I'm ODing. No rock star with these leather pants. I'm ACDCing. When I die, I bet they love me, but hate me when I'm breathing. I think you only love me cause I'm poppin'. This a layup, this a rebound, that's rubbing. Tyson with the fade, not the hair, my hands rocking. When I link with ballpoint. I think you only love me cause I'm poppin'. This a layup, this a rebound, then it's driving. Tyson with the fade, not the hair, my hands rocking. When I link with ballpoint, you know it's knocking.
In this moment, I cannot say what's wrong or right. It's not hard to fool me, 'cause I'm addicted to the good life. Lead the way,
We back.
I follow. No need to say
What's going on? What's going on?
where we are heading now, babe. I to the edge of it all, to the edge of it all. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah, susceptible now before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell your good lies, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Ooh, susceptible now before the moment flies. It's not a problem, 'cause I know what I'm getting into. Yeah, nothing can stop me, 'cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize.
Age, city, gender in the chat room. Come on.
I follow, no need to say
No typing in all caps. You'll be timed down.
I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good lies,
Hey,
'cause I'll buy no matter what.
all them fours. Oh yeah. We got some upset people tonight, boy. I don't know why, man. We're gonna talk some truth tonight, though. Handcuffs are coming off.
'Cause I'll buy no matter what. Susceptible now before the moment flies.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Happy Monday, fun day. What a great day to be a CIA man or an FBI woman. All right, people, we're going to get straight to it. No chaser. Got some announcements to make. One. First and foremost, we have been doing some really good numbers over here, and that's an attribute to you, the Patreons, you, the subscribers, the viewers, the fans. Well, here's what I need you to do. YouTube has done some updates to their algorithm and their system, and anytime a channel experiences growth like mine, the bots kind of go do their thing to make sure the numbers are real. So do me a favor, if you're not getting the notifications, if you're not getting all the notifications, what you will want to do is you need to unsubscribe and then subscribe. And then turn on, and then there's a bell over there. I got off the phone because I actually have a YouTube rep that I speak to. The YouTube rep says you need to make sure that if you want to get all the broadcasts, you learned a lot watching a video channel. Appreciate what you're doing with that. Appreciate it, Alexander. If you want to make sure you're getting all the broadcasts, all the notifications to be in the shows live, you need to have the notifications set to all on my channel. Now, I know there's some people who are like, it don't matter whether I involve live or not. Well, that's going to change quite a bit because now YouTube has updated to where we can finally see what's going on in the super chat. Shout out to Black Wolf. Shout out to Ike. Shout out to Isaiah Hit Squad in the building. Shout out to Black Wolf again coming through. Money World. Shout out to W. Alfonso trying to be a Henry now. Shout out to Javon ready to be told, ready for the truth to be wielded. Shout out to Nate Taylor. Got your email. Shout out to Alexander Ruffin. He comes through with the hundo. When you get a hundo, you get a bomb. That's what happens. You get a hundo, you get a bomb. We got to get the sound effects and things like that on the same level. Let's go ahead and play the Under the Current music. Because tonight we got a serious topic to discuss. And I want to make sure that as we get into it, that it gets the attention it deserves. One of my most popular videos is one of my most controversial videos. Average men wanting high value men. Do you make what he earns? That was a great video. But unfortunately, now I was doing audio checks, guys, so you aren't going to hear what I was saying. So I'm about to do an audio check, and I'm about to go back on mute. All right. Hopefully that's back. I said you weren't. Why is the video? Why y'all tripping? Just watch the show. It's mirrored. That's why. Goodness gracious. All right. All right. Hopefully that's back. I said you weren't. Why is the video? Why y'all tripping? Just watch the show. It's mirrored. That's why. Goodness gracious. All right. So there we go. All right. So here we are. Back again with another video. Here is one of the main reasons. What I was saying is one of my most viewed videos, my most watched videos, my most enjoyed videos. Enjoyed videos. There we go. Now we should not sound echoing. No. Hey, Logan Williams, why don't you go ahead and call in? Stop bashing women. First of all, let me explain to you, Logan, I'm not talking about your single mother. Okay? Anytime I see somebody coming in with a man screaming, sadly, far too many guys today, you act like the mother that raised you. Okay? When a man uses the word bash, I'm automatically imagining somebody who wears lace underwear. That is not a masculine word. It simply isn't. It's not a masculine word. Men can communicate better than saying, don't bash women. Men can communicate better than that. Okay? We build the airplane while we're flying it, baby. So, now here's a problem with girls like Logan have. And I'm going to go into it tonight. Because see, high value men, if you've noticed over the last several years, I've been talking about, over the last several months, I've been talking about how high value men act, how high value men operate. All right. How high value men act, how high value men operate. And see the difference between high value men. See, when you start making distinctions, people get upset. People start getting upset. All right. Anybody who comes in and highlights me, I'm putting you in timeout. If you say anything, if you highlight me, if you type in all caps, I'm going to time you out. After that, I'm going to block you. So moderators, anytime, if anybody starts talking crap in the comment section, here's what I want you to do. If anybody comes in and says no sound, video delay, anything like that, moderators time them out. If I look up and I see the moderators not doing their job, I'm taking wrenches because I got a broadcast to do. If they're talking about no sound, video, this, that, or if they're typing all caps, time them out. Then I'll see it. Okay? So here's what we do. You notice that when I was talking about, before I start drawing lines between men and women, before I start drawing lines between high value men and other men, people were just like, way to go, Godfather. But as soon as I said, you know what, high value men, it starts with money automatically. I knew there were going to be guys that were going to get upset. Why? Because they don't qualify. Now, why is that important? People tend to get upset about things they want that they can't qualify for. People tend to get upset about things that they want but they can't qualify for. back in the 70s, there was a hot nightclub called Studio 54. And they did something that was revolutionary. Before you used to go to a nightclub, anybody could get in. But Studio 54 understood that they applied market principles. They understood that scarcity, uniqueness, sells. So what did they do? They put up a velvet rope outside of Studio 54, put a bouncer out there, and then the bouncer got to decide who got in and who didn't get in. They hand selected the crowd every night, and there would be lines around the block. You could not get in. It didn't matter who you were. There were millionaires who couldn't get in this club. See, why? Because where everybody wants to be, everybody wants to be. High value, ladies, men understand that women like men with resources and money. That's why you get so many people trying to change the game. Well, it's about looks, it's about this, it's about that. You can be a little bitty short bald man, and if you're a billionaire, you got no problems. High value men start with money. And to become a high value man, it takes a lot. To become a high value man, it takes a lot of work. You have to put in the academic work. You got to put in the hours. It takes a man for almost 40 years to become a high value man. I'm not talking about athletes and entertainers. I'm talking about average, everyday guys. But see, this is where we flip things up. We flip things up today because women used to understand what it took for a man to become high value. And they understood that it required that man to do a lot of work, networking, everything else. It required him to do a lot of work. And the women who wanted men like this understood that they either had to get them early and stay with him through the lean years to get the ultimate payoff, or they did not get him. Very few women got a high value man after he became high value, unless you became part of the second wives club, meaning he divorced his first wife and then he went and got a, but the second wife was always hot, young, pretty. That's the way the world has always worked. Now, before we get into it, man, we're going to have to get these likes up. Get these likes up. We got to get these likes up over, man, come on now. We got to get these likes up over 1,500, man. Got to get these likes up over 1,500. Come on. And we got to keep it going. Check your Cash App. I will. Thank you very much. See, and it also used to be that men have long accepted that in order to truly be high value, you can't just talk a good game. You have to show your work. Go back to the broadcast I did on high value and you'll understand exactly what I mean. That you have to show your work. You have to have the money, you have to have the resources, network, the connections, and then you have to be able to show where it comes from. So when a man goes through all that, think about everything a man has to go through to become high value. Why in the world do you think a man like that would then want to settle for an average looking woman? Never before that I can think of in human history have we had so many average looking women wanting, expecting, demanding high value men. Oh, sure, they may have wanted them. They may have dreamed for them or fantasized them, but they never thought they should have them. They never thought they should get them to where you can be 5'4", 200 pounds, thinking that you should be able to just pick high value men left and right, and they should be courting you as if you are the catch. So tonight we're going to talk about it. We're going free fire tonight. I get more heat, more pushback from average women average looking women for telling them that high value men don't want women like you. Now, see, high value men can't come out and say it because they have a professional or a reputation to uphold, but they're my clients. But all you have to do is look at a man and look at the woman he chooses after he has his money. That's all you have to do. Oh, all you have to do is look at the woman he chooses after he has his money, not before. See, I had somebody in the chat room earlier today. What is this? What is he talking about? Average women can't get good looking men. Well, that's not true. And what's the old adage? You always get some woman coming here saying, well, my husband works at this place and all these high value men are with all these average women. And I come and ask the same questions. Where I go, I see average women with high value men. I say, where and when? And then inevitably it's some sister coming through here talking about her high value husband who knows all these high value non-black men and all their wives are just average. And my question is always the same. Well, one, if you really are married to a high value man, why are you even here? Two, do you know these people? Because again, non-black women have been taught to get a man early on and ride with him through the lean years. See, if you want a high value man, you better get him when he's 18, 19, 20, 21, and then you got to ride with him for 20 years. Oh shit. But that can't work, right? Because that means you working with a build-a-boo. That means you working with a build-a-boo. I ain't working with a build-a-boo. You ain't the average black woman today does not want to work. She does not want to do any work. She wants it already pre-made. I got no problem with that. What do most women in here want? They want men who are making $300,000 a year or more so that they don't have to work. On my Facebook group, I actually have women asking the question. They're pushing it even further. Black men, understand something. Black women want you to be able to pay all the bills and never hiccup. And if you mess up, they're suspect to leave you. Just know that. Because there's this whole thing about struggle love and build-a-boo and all that other stuff. And see, over here on the high value side, we got no problem with that. I got no problem with what they want because I'm over here. I've always been a driven man, an ambitious man. Then what's the other side? Women try to question you. Well, don't listen to guys like him. And this, don't listen to guys like me. So you need to listen to Bust Down Strags. Look, guys, understand something. You're gonna when you're trying to become the best, the top 10%, the top 5%, you're going to make people upset, even when you don't try to. The truth of your existence is offensive because they want what you have, but they're not willing to do the work. So why do high value men, why are average looking women so upset with high value men? That's the question. Why are average women so upset with high value men? Questioning whether, who are you? Who is he? Do you really have the value? I have an entire career. It's posted on LinkedIn. Well, who is he? He can't be what he says. I mean, we don't know. I'll say your bank account. Are you serious, lady? Really? This is where it is? Again, the kill the messenger thing. A channel with almost 100,000 subscribers and a thriving business. And I got people questioning, wow, how do we know he's high value? You don't. And it doesn't matter. What we do know is men like myself don't deal with women like you. This is not about Kevin. I'm talking about high value men. I am not talking about me in particular. And I will tell you some of the biggest reasons average looking women are angry with high value men is because of the truth. Average looking women are upset with the truth. How many times do you hear someone come over here saying, stop being so rude, you're so that's so mean, don't be harsh, don't bash, and all those kind of things? And let's get right into it. You don't become a high value man by being a snowflake. High value men are competitive, assertive, confident, aggressive. They're in your face. And here's the thing. If you cannot handle a man like that, he won't have you in his world. See, sadly, so many of our sisters have been taught to think that we're your equals. No, you're gonna have to be his second. You're gonna have to be second. He's the star of the show, not you. You are the co-star. You have a defined role, but he's the star. The one time you're the star is on the wedding day. After that, you're the co-star. You're the help. You're the support, the helpmeet. See, average looking women don't understand high value men because you're not around them. Average looking women are around average guys and they understand average guys. Average guys are willing to kind of negotiate with you. They're willing to partner with you. High value men are not. Are not. Average looking women don't like the truth. Understand something. That's where it comes from. But before we get into it, are the likes up? Oh, we're not even halfway at the likes. We're not even halfway at the likes. So you know what we're going to have to do? Get it up. Come on. We're going to have to get the likes up before we do something else, man. Come on. Get the lights up. Get them up. Get them up. Come on. Get the lights up. Get the lights up. Come on. You think what it takes to be a head of the head of a company, the owner, somebody in charge of, dozens or hundreds of people, right? It takes a lot. It takes a lot to be in charge of that kind of stuff, man. It takes a lot to be in charge of that kind of stuff. That's what it does. It takes a lot. So, when you're an average looking woman, think about a lot of average looking women. They know they're not 9, 8s, 9s, and 10s. They want to be. No one in today's culture, in today's society, most people can't really be honest and tell the truth. It's a very PC world. Men pay a high personal price for telling women the truth, so they avoid it. High value men don't. High value men don't care. They don't give a French toast. They don't care because they have enough resources, network, connections, friends, and everything else to withstand a few upset people. That's number one. Why are average women so upset with high value men? Because high value men openly tell the truth. They want beautiful women. They want beautiful, feminine, hot, cooperative, submissive women. That's what they want. Young, beautiful, hot, inspirational, cooperative, submissive women. They don't want middle age, battle axe, nagging questions. They don't want nice, cooperative, submissive, feminine, unattractive women. They have enough to wait to get what they want. See, high value men will wait. They don't have to decide. They don't have the pressures that a lot of average guys have. They can do what they want to do. And a lot of average women are angry because they simply cannot get a high value man. You can't get him. You cannot get him. You cannot get them because you aren't what they want. And that bothers a lot of women. It bothers them so much to where even when I have somebody come in here and ask me, where do I rank? And I give you a ranking. Or you question everything. Question this. I'm wrong. This person's wrong. That person's wrong. What does your ring finger say? How many truly high value men are trying to marry you? Not date you, hook up with you, marry you. And that's what it comes down to. So when high value men start telling the truth, average looking women get angry. And what do they want to do? And see, and this is what's really unique to the black community. In other parts of the world, women accept the fact, hey, I don't look good enough to have a multimillionaire. I don't look good enough to be a stay-at-home wife and have a driver and have a maid. And even if I did look good enough to be a stay-at-home wife, I don't look good enough to be a woman to stay and have a stay-at-home, to have a housekeeper and a maid. I mean, really, we have pretty black women who are eights thinking that why not be living a luxury life. No, you don't get a luxury life with a $300,000 man. You get a nice life. I mean, where does this madness come from to where a ever increasing amount of women are thinking that all I have to do is land me a Henry, lay back, produce a couple of children, and then I could just sit here for the rest of my life while he goes out and works 12-hour days, while the kids are with the nanny and in private school, and then I could just get driven around town and do what? No. See, high value fantasies are on both sides. Men have them, women have them. Like the day I was calling in talking about high value men, and I had men who hadn't had jobs in 2 years, guys who were 20 years old, and I cut them off. You're not high value. You don't even know what you're talking about. Ladies would, oh, that's right. It's one of his best shows. Can you get a bad chick? Uh-huh. But then the other side of it, are you a bad chick? Can you seriously get a high value man? And the harsh reality is for the majority of you, no. Tonight we're going to talk about it. How many times have you guys ever gone to a club or something like that, or a hotel or restaurant, and they had valet outside. Okay? It is valet's job to park some of the best cars in the city. And as a valet, you can be handed the keys to a Bentley, a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, a variety of exotic cars. And you can drive them from here to there. Okay? And someone will pay you to do that. But that's only because it's your job. Those very valets cannot go to the Bentley place and test drive a car. Cannot go to the Ferrari or the Lamborghini dealership and test drive a car off their own name. Why? Because they don't just let everybody test drive those. You got to prove that you qualify to be there. You could say, oh man, I drove a Countach the other day. Great. That may have been over at the hotel, but over here, we need to know that you have insurance. We need to know that you are somebody who can really purchase this. Go try to test drive a Bentley, see what happens. Some men can afford to do what other men can only afford to park. Some men can afford to do what other men can only afford to park or valet. Well, ladies, that holds true to you too. You may be able to have an interaction with a high value man, but if he doesn't take you seriously to wife you, it don't count. And that bothers a lot of women today. Why? Because your standards, you want more, you want better than you look. And when somebody like me comes along and talks about high value this, high value that, work and all this other stuff, you have no problem with me talking about that or the guys who are doing that. But you have an issue when it's something that you feel like you should. Here's the thing. A lot of women feel as though, or they're entitled, or they think they deserve to get it because you make $100,000 a year, because you went to an Ivy League school. And men do not and have never picked a woman that way. High value men pick women off of their looks. So tonight we're going to talk about it. Now understand something. If you choose to call into my show or my program, it is voluntary. This is a broadcast. It is going to be repeated, replayed, or whatever. If you get up here, you're waiving your rights to privacy. Because I find it interesting that people think they can get on shows and go, no, you invaded my privacy. There's no privacy on YouTube. When you decide to call into a live show, you don't want to be on YouTube. You don't want to have your privacy. Then you book a session. When I speak of high value, I'm not talking about Kevin. I'm talking about my clients, the guys I interact with, the guys I network with, the men I deal with. This platform is getting a lot of attention. By the way, if you guys didn't notice it, Thursday night, same bad time, same bad channel. The show, me and Alpha Male Strategies will be here, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. High value extravaganza. Me and Alpha Male Strategies here. Also, I'll likely be on the room. I'll be on the Roommates podcast this season in season 4. In my Facebook group, The Mix, they're close to 1,400 people. Every day it grows, people trying to get in. And why? Because over there I have CIA men and FBI women. And I personally decided to pick a person. And here's the thing. Once you're in the group, you still have to maintain. I mean what I say. Over there, I don't allow guys to be on some BS. Talking high value this or that, and you ain't that. Yeah, question I just asked, where do you work? How long you been there? Because high value doesn't hide. In the real world, high value doesn't hide. It's in your face. You know when you go to a restaurant and you are filing 6 deep out of a car, and then somebody else is getting out of a car with suicide doors, that they have more money than you. And they have no problem pulling in front of you, parking valet, doing whatever. High value men are tired, don't make excuses, or feel ashamed of their work. They've done the work. They deserve to have fun with it. They deserve what they get out of it. And if you want a high value man, then you're going to have to become what he wants. And that starts with looks. Your face and your body. This is when the conversation starts. Well, we can't call high value money, says the guy who can't make the money requirement. Well, we can't call high value money. We got to look at character, says the woman who can't make the looks requirement. There are more people trying to change observable reality than just accepting, I can't afford a Bentley. I'm an Accord. I'm a Honda. What did the one woman from Philadelphia said it the best? Who wants to be average? If you are overweight and allowed yourself to get to the size to where you weigh more than the men that are at your height, again, if you weigh more than the men that are at your height level, you're overweight. If you're 5'4", a man that's 5'4" should weigh roughly 140 pounds, 145. If you are 5'4" and weigh more than that, you weigh more than a man. Ain't nothing high value about that. And you can talk about Meg the Stallion and all this other kind of stuff. She got shot in the foot by a 5'1" dude who had to carry a gun to protect himself from her big old self. I mean, let's get into it. Let's get into it. We're about to open the call lines. I want to hear from the average looking women who seem to think that don't know what I'm talking about. Seem to have a problem with this. I mean, I don't understand. I really don't. But I'm willing to listen as to why you can tell somebody something else. You can always talk about, I got coworkers and all this other stuff. Yeah, but where your man? Where your high value husband? High value men put barriers up against themselves. High value men make it to where they don't have to listen to these conversations because they honestly don't care what you think. They really simply don't care what you think because they don't have to. They simply don't have to.
Yeah. Lune. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
Go.
Money work.
Go, Tia.
Se arregla con dinero. Money work.
Intermission time. Get them lights up.
Un lugar para trabajar. Y si no
Get them donations up.
Todo money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienen lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después.
Go,
Suyo, que Dios te lo ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos malos buenos y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con Yo digo las cosas como son, no quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción, yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves, sabes tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés, ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré, no vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work, yeah. El mundo quiere dinero, yeah, yeah. Money work, se arregla con dinero, yeah. Money work, de corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Yeah, de corazón, yeah, la plata no te hace ser feliz. Money work,
Straight up.
quiere dinero. Money work, money work, money work, money work. Se arregla con dinero. Lunes, lunático.
Now, see, I find it interesting that I don't take people who I can't see in real life seriously. When I hear guys making comments about people, about women, like, oh, she's this or she's that. If you don't have your picture up there or your name up there, you're trolling me. Honestly, you really are. Dumbass. Kevin wants it. Moderators, anybody that comes in there and says that, time them out. I'm tired of you little. This is not a place for little boys. This is a grown man's channel. Okay. This is a grown man's channel. And see, sadly, we have dropped the standard for what it means to be a grown man. Far too many of you supposedly red pill, all this other stuff, you talk like little boys. It's a grown man's channel. And grown men understand how to, can you honestly imagine some of these so-called men in the corporate work world with this mentality? You're a mailroom dude, man. And see, high value men don't have any problem drawing the distinction between, see, this is why in the military, the enlisted men don't eat with the officers, because the officers are better. And see, we got to get to that point in the black community where we have a hierarchy, where some people can say, those are better than that. And that's somewhere you want to get to. And see, well, in the black community, we got this, oh man, he a man just like me. That's bullshit. That's some underperforming knacker shit. I don't accept that. There is a difference. It's called the work. It's objective. It's called results. And the people who don't want to deal with results, I don't argue with them. They're just not in my world. Because see, one thing that high value men understand, one thing that grown men understand is you can shut up you can shut up anybody with your work. They don't have to like you. But people respect work. I see you in the comment section, in the chat room, and the waiting. Here's what you're gonna do. Anybody who's gonna get on need to understand. Have your sound together. And have YouTube muted. See, this whole thing with high value men bothers people. Why? When you drive out to a restaurant, you know where there's, okay, when you go to a club, you go to a nightclub, there's VIP. You don't belong there. And if you want to go there, there's a cost. You can go there, but can you pay the cost? Now, see, it's one thing to say you go to VIP as a special occasion and you blow the money, but it's another thing just the VIP is the only way you roll. That's high value. There are people who walk around in Atlanta with fake Gucci belts, fake Hermes belts, fake diamonds, and fake this, fake that, fake this. I'm like, stop wearing fakes. Wear what you can afford. Because what you're saying is you want something that you haven't earned. And men don't accept that. And here's the thing, women shouldn't either. You want to be high value because it gives you pre-selected status with women and men. No. Let me go ahead and speak to this bullshit too, what Rob L is talking about. This virtue signaling shit. There are a lot of low key, high value men that don't flaunt. So fucking what? You think that makes you special? It doesn't. Knock off the virtue signaling. Because if you were truly a low key, high value man, you wouldn't have to say it. But you want people to know you're high value. That's that bullshit low key virtue signaling. And I think that's just as bad as the fake shit, is honestly. Most high value men don't like guys like that. Coming in and trying to say, well, yes, I'm rich, but I don't buy a Mercedes or a Bentley. I would prefer to, feed the pigeons. And all right, man. That buying that Mercedes and all that's just superficial stuff. I'm better than you, man. Fuck you. Pseudo high value. And high value men, you cannot be high value without a network. Go to the broadcast. You have to have the money. It has to come from the right sources. You have to have it for a length of time. Men get to decide, and you have to have a network. You have to be being used because you're useful. You can call yourself whatever you want to. I see guys calling themselves high value left and right. Pfft. Nope. Can't be high value running around talking like you an aged rapper. Brah, bro, brah. Grown men talking like this. Brah, bro. What's up, brah, brah? Again. You be in somebody's boardroom speaking like that? Right. No. Let's go ahead and help this mental slave right here. Niggas think they Warren Buffett up in here. Sad. That's all you. Sad. That's what you associate with being high value. See, Django couldn't even help you. So you go ahead and leave. Again, high value is not something you have to have, but it makes people upset, and it makes women upset too. The link is posted. Yeah, you cannot be high value with no vocabulary. See, you can have the money component, but if you don't have the gravitas component, the class component, the network component, it's not high value. That's really what it comes down to. And see, why I have guys here when it's about women? Okay, so I got the call line open, and this dude is here walking around the house with the camera on. What are you doing, dude? All right. So, here's what it comes down to. The broadcasts are not intended to insult women. That's not what the purpose of it is. What's the purpose of these broadcasts? To start helping average looking women understand that you're overlooking what fits you. You're looking to the top, you're looking to 10% or even in some cases 1% of men and overlooking all these other guys. And see, this is why so many black women are unmarried. You're out of your range. And see, here's the problem. When you're looking over here at the top 10%, top 5%, top 1% man, you feel like you're settling or dating down when you're dating somebody in your looks range. See, that's all that BS level up talk. That's that BS, divest talk. Average women of other races marry average men of other races. Only in the black community do you have average looking women looking down at average earning black men. Only in the black community do you have average looking black women looking down at average earning black men. The average white man in this country earns $50,000. The average black man in this country earns $40,000. Are we really trying to say that there is just $10,000 separating the way black men get treated by black women versus the way white women treat white men? 10 grand. If black men honestly believe that they could get treated like white men by earning another 10,000, brothers would do it like that. Hispanic men earn less than black men, and their women treat them better. So stop this whole bull crap that I'll submit, you'll do this and do that. Really, what it is you want a Disney fantasy. You want a big house and a man who drives a Mercedes to work and flies around, and you have the money to get this woman actually said she wanted a driver, a nanny, an au pair. And I'm sitting there, I'm looking like, okay. And my only thing is this, are you that fine? That's my first question. Are you an LA 9? If you're not an LA 9, these things should never come out of your mouth. Let's get it. If you're not an LA 9, these things should never come out of your mouth. Oh, an LA 9, what does that mean? That means no matter what your race is, all the men are like, oh yeah. See, an LA 9 is multicultural. See, if you're a 9, but you're only a 9 in the black community, what does that typically mean? That means you're probably a little thick. Hispanic men are good to their women. Black, anyway. Classy Tony, get on the show. Oh, here's Swirls Nation here. It's deeper than money, Kevin. Explain cocoa and vanilla. Yes, we want to hear from. We want you guys to. We want the swirlers to come tell. I need the swirlers to come educate me on what it is, because I obviously don't know. So I need a swirling black woman to come tell me. Woo, Jesus. Come on. I'm ready for you today. I got all this. We got both barrels, no waiting. Because I don't fear Brad. I beat Brad. I beat Brad my entire life, my entire career. I don't care about a swirling black woman. Because I can, unless, bring it. Because my guys, the guys I hang out with, Brad don't bring his wife around because he knows, oh no. See, when you're a thorough brother, we don't worry about shit like that. Hello. Ms. Jones? Okay. So, and again, I don't understand why. Well, I do. Why does this channel this? And I have nothing against swirlers. I mean, if you want to marry a non-black man, but I don't understand why women who marry out and have a definite opinion about black men come over here with the same black men talking points. Over here, you can't do that. And what you've proved is you either think that the men over here are lying, and what you're saying is ain't no high value black men. And you say more about yourself than anything else. Miss Jones going once, twice. Hello. I'm gonna put you back. It's more than about color. It's more than about money. Again, knock it off. Anytime. This is about average women being upset with high value men. So here's what I want to hear from you. If you feel like I'm wrong or off about something, how should high value men, how should black men speak to black women? Because I've heard, I am one of the most patient, tactful brothers that on a lot of these channels. And still, it's not appropriate for many black women. Who speaks to you the right way?
An alpha male.
Hello, I've been waiting.
Yes, hello.
Yes. What's your first name?
Sanina.
Sania. Okay.
Sanina. Sanina.
Okay. Well, your mama and them did that to you. I'm sorry. You got a nickname? Got a middle name?
Sai.
Okay. What do you got for me on the topic? Why are average looking women so upset with high value men?
I mean, because they can't stand up to the challenge. They're intimidated. They make excuses. Society has given them reason to make excuses. And so they think that it's okay instead of stepping up to the plate and being competitive as a woman should.
Oh, see, they're gonna think I paid you to say that shit. They're gonna think, I mean, seriously. How old are you?
No, that's the truth though.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
Okay. At 31 years old, you're in shape.
Yes, sir.
How many times do fat women, unfit women give you shit about being in shape?
Oh, all the time, and they can't give me shit because I broke both my arms and both my legs, so I don't take shit.
I mean,
from women.
the comedian Monique made a career off of calling women like you fit or skinny bees. We have normalized dysfunction. So, do you have high value men approaching you?
Yes, I consider myself with a high value man right now. He's a blue collar man, but I'm very appreciative of him.
Well, now I make no I don't now over here. I honor blue collar men.
And so do I.
So there's none of that white collar, blue collar. I call them blue Henrys. So none of that over here. Okay. What else do you want to give us on the subject? Because we got more folks in here, and I'm really trying to understand why so many average looking women are trying to get men outside of their looks range and then get upset when the truth of what they want hits them in the face.
As my man tells me, put up or shut up. So you come to the table with it or you walk away.
Well, they're going to think I paid you. So why do I send that check to you? I'm going to go ahead and put you on mute real quick. I got Dana on here.
Thank you.
Dana.
Hi.
Hello. What did I get wrong on the subject? What am I missing here?
No, you got it right. You got it right.
Another person ain't going to think I paid. Now, can I stop moving around because your microphone, you had a clip-on microphone or something?
Yes.
Okay, just try to stay still because anytime you move, it rubs against your shirt. So,
Okay.
what's going on with average looking women being upset that they can't get high value men?
It's hard to hear. I had to lose weight too. I was maybe like a 16. Now I'm like a 2-4,
Oh, whoa,
but
but
it's
don't
hard
just
to
breeze
hear.
past that. Whoa, whoa, a 16?
I
Okay.
was.
And and what what was the turning point for you?
Well, I live in LA,
There you
so
go.
every day was a turning point. Exactly.
Okay. Were you in LA before why did you move to LA and see all that stuff or
Right. No, when I moved to LA, I gained weight in college.
okay.
That's what happened.
Okay. Cuz see if people really want to if people really want to know what it is, go to South Beach in Miami, go to LA or go to Manhattan and you will get level set real quick.
Right.
I mean, even when I was, 10% body fat on my way down to 8, I went to South Beach and I wanted to put a moo on. Them dudes, I'm like, God dang. I mean, I had abs and everything else. I'm like, really? So,
Right.
okay. Do you have any sisters, cousins that are females that tell you you're too skinny?
All the time. They ask me if I have an eating disorder.
Wow.
Is LA going to my head? All types of comments.
Now, where are you from originally?
Chicago.
Okay. All right. So obviously, you can, if nothing else, you can find great stuff off the rack.
Right.
You can vintage, which means you can actually get high end stuff at a lower dollar value because stuff just does not come in the 16. How is it on your body? Is it easier on your back, your knees?
Now that I'm smaller, absolutely.
And I'm gonna say the last question. I'm gonna get on over here to Johnny. Do you like what you look like, wet, naked, getting out the shower now?
Yes. I'm still trying to tone a bit more,
Right.
but yes.
Which is always gonna be the thing. And see, that's what men are looking at. But when men have to go do all the stuff that the world requires for us to do, we want a reward. And ladies, oh, hold on. Are you a reward? I don't want you to say nothing because I'm gonna get mad at you. But that's what men are looking at. Are you a reward? Let me go ahead
Right.
and put you on mute for a second. Hang out for a minute, Dana. Johnny,
Hello.
hi. How are you?
Hi.
Your camera is like
Good, thank you.
weird.
Hmm?
The camera is like at a different angle, but go ahead.
Yeah. So I just wanted to know my rating,
Uh
and
oh.
I know I'm a little bit older.
Well,
Hello?
I hear you, but we're on a different subject tonight. So what do you have on the subject tonight about average women?
About
Here's the subject. I've been getting a lot of heat from average looking women mad that I said that, you want better than what you look like. I get a lot of heat from average women saying, well, that's not fair. So what do you have? Did you call in on that topic or did you call in for something else?
yes, of course.
Okay.
Of course. Everyone wants the dream, and that's the dream since Disney, like you said. I agree.
Okay.
And personally, I know that I was way overweight, and as I lost weight, I did get better pics for sure.
So I'm not doing the ratings tonight, but see, what I understand is, where are you from originally?
I'm from California,
Are you Northern or Southern California originally?
Northern.
See, what I understand is black men have been saying they want women with their own hair and that are fit in shape for at least 30 years. And I'm trying to understand how so many of our women seem to just not. Here's what men think of. Men think that women just don't give a damn what we want. That we just gonna have to
Mhm.
we just gonna have to take you any old kind of way. I'll get to be 300 pounds. It's either me or nothing. I put all
Mhm.
this, I'll put in this lace front. It's either me or nothing. And
Hmm.
I don't know if that was what was your attitude about men when you were allowed yourself to get to the size you were? Maybe that's a better question.
Yes, yes. I wanted him to accept me as I was because I was nice and caring, and I thought that should be first.
Okay. Were you raised with a dad in the household?
Yes,
Okay. Was he married to mom?
yes.
Okay. So was dad involved in your life helping you sort through men or pick men?
My father, he was more like go to church and pray, and a good man will come to you.
Oh, okay. All right. So it was more religious than anything else.
Yes.
All right. Well, I try not to speak against fathers who are in the home, but one of the jobs a lot of fathers have to do is let their daughters know that, look, man, the world is competitive, and allowing his daughter to get overweight and being in church, a lot of times fathers think that's keeping you safe,
Hmm.
and it really isn't. So, you're in California now?
Right now, I'm currently in Japan.
Okay. Uh-oh. Well, dating in Japan must be a little bit different.
It is very different. Yes.
Yeah. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put you guys on hold, and I got some more people coming in. But thanks for calling in.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much. See, here's one thing I don't. Let me go ahead and stop the video. And when I do another call-in show, as far as rating, you're more welcome to call in. Okay. Let me try to say this in as politic a way as possible. Ladies, I need you to back down. If you're feeling assaulted right now, if you're feeling some kind of way, I need you to back down. I need you to think back to when if you went to college, when you were at undergrad, all the work you had to do, the studying, the late nights, the cramming, the this, that, and you still had to go to school, deal with all the on campus BS. Then you had to pay for it. Then you had to get out, get a job, earn, compete. And if you're a working woman, you've had to compete and do all those other kind of things. But you never have to deal with rejection like men do. Men approach you for dates or no. You either get to say yay or nay. Men got to do all that stuff. Plus, we got to get out and become the best version of ourselves. We got to excel in the business world. We have to excel keep ourselves in shape, looking good. We got to stay in the gym. Men got a lot more work to do than you. And then we still have to make the approach. We got to be ready to pay all the bills, handle everything in the world. Nothing can go wrong because and then at the end of the day, are you a worthy reward for a man that has done that? Are you a worthy reward? And see, when you're talking about your size 14, 16, 18, 200 pounds, that is not a worthy reward for a man who has separated himself from other men. That simply is not. And see, most men won't come out and say that because they pay too high of a price. Let me go into the super chat. Let me see what super chat questions we have. But here's the thing, ladies. You don't benefit from listening just to men who tell you what you want to hear. Because if you have men who continue to tell you you're fine the way you are, you're a goddess, you're a queen, you're this, you're that, that's fine. And then they're going to pass the collection plate around and ask you to buy their book. But you don't have a husband to go home to. Eric says the mix been working. I love the group. Shout out to Brown Hornet. Shout out to Black Wolf. Shout out to Andre Leach. Big homie, if you're ever in Chicago, we should leak. Got a great group of men who talk like you. Okay. Shout out to Miss Buckner. Thank you for all the gems you've been giving half on Black women. Straight, simple, and to the point. Thank you. Super duper. Black Wolf. Vernon in the house. Ike came through again. Put in the work, pay for it all. Her nutritionist, her dermatologist, her personal trainer, everything. Thank you, Ike. See, high value men, we date. High value men take care of our women. Ike just said it. He puts in the work, and his woman, he's going to do it all. And Ike comes through dropping $100 donations. You see how Ike shows out on this channel. Can you imagine what it would be like to be Miss Ike? I think far too many black women don't believe that there exist high-value black men who are willing to do what we say. He said, pay for her nutritionist, her dermatologist, her personal trainer, everything. That is what high-value men do because that's what they do everywhere else. They pay for what they need. You bring in a consultant, you hire an attorney, you hire an accountant. My car went out. My car's running hot. There was a time in my life where, when I was a struggling college student, where I just would have had to lump it. You know, I remember being broke. I wasn't always where I am. I came from a middle-class broke family. I had to sell a textbook to get a tire for my car in college. That means I had to borrow somebody's book in school. I understand what it's like. But now I am to the point to where I have done the work to where there's a problem with the car. I'm not going to take it to a shade tree. I'm going to take it to the certified BMW dealer or the European thing. Honestly, I've been looking at new cars. You really want to talk about it? I'm looking at the M6. I'm like, well, overheat now. It's got 118,000 miles on it. Why not just go ahead and get an M6? I'm not saying I'm going to do it, but to be able to do that, men like that don't care about no damn date. Ain't gonna complain about no chili. I mean, Chili's, nigga, I ain't going to Chili's. No shade on Chili's, but you know what I'm saying. When I go out, I want a beautiful woman who wants to be there with me and understands that she is the prize, but I'm the catch. I'm the star, she's the co-star. And can you play these roles, lady? And that's another reason. Average women don't know how to play a co-star role. Black Ocean says the percentage of high-value men is around the same percentage of women that actually qualifies to date them. That makes unqualified women frustrated and combative. I get that. Iron Mike says women take rejection a lot harder than men do. That's true. Somebody else said this madness comes from a content creator. I'll just say level up. Let's talk about something else. Can you move in a high value world? Brown Hornet said another donation on behalf of Tiara supplying us with the international. Tiara be working it, boy. I ain't gonna lie. I like that. And it's on beat too. Do y'all notice that? How that was supposed to be? She's on beat too. Shout out to Bernard Riley. Okay. How do you put in a request to join the Facebook group? Moderators, there'll be a link in the description. Let me see if I can get through. Backpay would like to call in later. We already had you. Shout out to Counselor Murray. AN1 says the world especially fears high value black men. That's true. Yeah, okay. Let me go ahead and say this. Okay. In high value men have a lot on the line. Okay. When you're highly regarded in your career or your career path, when you're respected by your coworkers, your bosses, your managers, the woman you choose is a reflection of you and your decision-making ability. It is better for a high-value man to have nobody there than the wrong woman, much less an argumentative, combative, hog the spotlight, domineering kind of woman. Because men of other races do not understand that because their women aren't like this. I cannot tell you how many times I've been over lunch or at a water cooler or something. I've had white men, Asian men, Latin men, Middle Eastern men honestly say, man, I got to ask you, man, how do you put up with your women? Because there are black women in the companies we work for. They have no romantic involvement, but they're still getting that black woman attitude. And they're like, how do you guys deal with this? Because they're having a hard time deal with in the office. And they're trying to think, what would this be like to live? The first time I had somebody say it, I got kind of offended. I thought he was on that BS. But after the third or fourth time that happened in, under a year, I'm like, so that's at the lower levels. A man has to put in the hours. Even when you got to put in the work hours, stay in shape, stay on point. And there are far too many women think that all they have to do is be there to have mediocre sex with the guy. And that equates to what he's putting in. No, high value men want you to put in the same kind of work as he's putting in over here. He wants to know that when he's putting in work this way, you're putting in matching work that way, so no one feels abused. And here's the most important part. You know how many times I've heard it both ways. In my early career, I had brothers saying, I can't bring this woman or that woman to this function or that function because she's cool, but I'll bring her around these people and she'll start talking too much, cutting people off, dominating the conversation. I've seen this break up good potential couples because the black woman did not want to play her supporting role. Chris Rock said the reason we'll never have a black president is because you ain't gonna never have a black woman be a first lady. And look at what we got. We did have a black president, but who can arguably not say Michelle Obama was standing right out there with Barack? And black women, I'm trying to say it in the nicest way possible, that the high value men that you seek, even if you do qualify for them on a look standpoint, if you cannot play a supporting, co-starring role, they will not choose you long term. We're to a point now to where these guys aren't even choosing you short term. See, there used to be a time where guys like that would, short term relationship, friends with benefits kind of thing. Now guys are like, I don't even want that because of the entanglements. Getting with a woman like that, black women like getting with a woman like that, they won't just leave it alone. You have sex 2 or 3 times and you try to cut it off, then they go crazy because like brother said, black women cannot handle the rejection, especially black women. So how do we deal with this? It's not as though black men don't want you. It's that they can't put up with all the BS that comes with it afterwards. Can you play a supporting role? The women who can play a supporting role, where have you demonstrated it? Grand Rising Marketing. What is that? Can you play a supporting role? Gabriella. Okay, Gabriella, I need you to unmute.
Hello?
Yes.
Hi, good evening.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing very well, and yourself?
Good. What did I get wrong on the topic?
I don't think it's per se that you got anything wrong. I do believe that a lot of average women shoot too high and don't correctly rate themselves or aren't prepared for the kind of life that they should lead. Everyone wants, what the glitz and glamour that they see on television.
Okay.
So I think just a lot of average women don't understand that, they won't be able to get a high value man, but that doesn't mean they won't be able to get a good man, and that bashing men consistently bars you from not only getting a high value man, but also bars you from getting an average good man.
Oh, okay. So let me play devil's advocate, because this is what I hear from a lot of women. All right, Gabriella, I can
Mhm.
I'm not qualified for a high value man, but I can get a good man. Okay.
Mhm.
But what separates the good man from the high value man is the amount of resources and everything. A lot of these women still feel like they can still get it. Like I can
So
get him, and then I'll practice on him, but then I'll still be secretly wanting this high value man. You see what I'm saying? They don't
I
appreciate the
get
good
you.
man that they have because they still feel like they should have a royalty.
And I feel like they don't understand that. I mean, at least this is my perspective. Of course, there's other perspectives, I could be wrong. But I don't feel that they understand that a good man might have high value character. He does not have the money to be high value, because he's just an average man, just as you don't, we might not have the looks to be a high value woman. We don't. But that, just because, first off, I think it's super disrespectful to practice on someone. If you're not happy with what you have or what you're going into, don't go into it. Have realistic expectations for your relationship and for who you are and the kind of life you want to lead.
Mm-hmm.
I also think that a lot of average women don't understand that, like, yeah, they might not get a man that has the most money now, but is he at least ambitious? Um, does he at least want to make more money? Is he working towards that? Are you helping him with that? Are you encouraging him? Are you,
Let me let me
making
let
sure
me ask you
he
something.
feels
Let me
good?
ask you something on this thing,
Hmm.
because I have you ever heard, witnessed, or seen women who were average women? They were with a
Hmm.
good or an average man, but then they were abusing him because they really
Oh
felt like they
yeah,
could do better.
yes, I've seen that multiple
Okay,
times.
talk about that, because see, what we often hear is women are told to settle and this and that. But what we don't hear is what I just said. Women who will have a decent man who's really on their level, but they don't feel that that's the best they can get, so they abuse him. Speak on that, because you say you heard of a lot of times. That's jacked up.
So for example, people in my family, they, specifically an aunt, she has, and she's still with this man. It's not that she's not with this man.
Mm-hmm.
She has a very average man, and she is, although she's a very pretty woman,
Mm-hmm.
and she has gotten high value men in the past, she is not good at marriage, and she has, said it multiple times. That's why the man she's with, she has not married, although they've been together for 15 years, and he has proposed. But she is emotionally abusive, and I
What do you
see
mean
it
she's
because,
emotionally abusive? What does that mean?
for me, it's just like, she always is yelling and like cursing at him, and
You mean
saying that,
emasculating him?
yes,
You know,
yeah,
does
she's
she do that? She does that
emasculating
in
him.
front of you guys?
Well, not necessarily. She doesn't do it in public. She kind of does in front of us, but we're kind of like her daughters.
Okay.
So we're, she had us often when we were growing up. So it's like, we're her kids. Although I didn't see it
Have
as
you ever
much as
spoken to
her.
him one on one and asked him how does he feel about being treated like that?
I haven't. I don't like him. But that doesn't mean he's not a, a good person in
Right.
other sense. I just particularly don't like him. So I wouldn't want to speak to him,
Mm.
like past things he's done, before they were together and different stuff. I don't like his character overall, and the way he treats her very, very well. He treats her daughter well. He treats their grandchildren well. It's just like everyone else in the family, he just tends to be like a lot ruder to. And I
You
just don't
said be
like that about
ruder,
him.
rude.
Rude. Yes, thank you.
What do you mean? What do
He
you
tends to
mean?
be
What
rude.
do you mean he's rude? How?
It's just like, we'll come in, maybe it's not rude, it's just standoffish. Like we'll come in and we'll say hey
Okay, let me.
and
So,
we'll
were you
try to
raised with your
bond.
dad?
Yes, I was.
Is he still alive?
Yes.
Okay. Some men just have a different way of being, but
Yeah, I realized that.
see,
I'm not comfortable,
but
but I
see, the
realized
thing
it.
is, I got to be honest. We got to get our women past that because you've said everything is great about this guy, except you just don't like the way he 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 does what he needs to be doing.
Hmm.
That's what you should be judging him on, not how you feel about him when y'all watching the game. See, that's why black men feel like they got to be perfect. That every other group of men is he's taking care of his wife, his kids.
I mean, she's financially,
No. I'm
she's the
just saying.
breadwinner, but
I'm just judging on what you said, man. I'm only going
hmm
on what you said. There's no backtrack. But what I'm saying is, no other
hmm
race of men has to be so perfect. None.
hmm
If you can be they've been together how many years? 16 years?
15.
15, 16.
Yeah.
You take care of her
Actually, it might have
kids,
been
take care
longer
of
than
his
15.
kids, and that look, he doesn't black men almost have to be Jesus. So this is what a lot of brothers when they hear, even it's like even when you give black men a compliment, you're slapping them with another hand. And you don't mean it that way, but that's the way it comes across.
I don't. I mean,
But
that's
that's the
just the
way it
reason
comes
I've never
across. But
asked
that's the way it
him.
comes across. So I need you to understand that. That's the way
Yeah.
it comes across. That's why I'm like, well, you raised with your dad because if you were raised with your dad, you should understand, like Rebecca Lynn Pope says, men are not women. We don't talk the way y'all talk. There are women who say I'm
Oh,
harsh or I'm rude or I'm this or I'm that. And the fact that I'm like, no, I'm a high value man and I don't have to worry about strangers' feelings when I'm telling the truth.
of course not. But I mean, that's not really the way. I don't mean like him talking in a harsh tone because my other uncle does. I just mean he is not like to the rest of the family, and I understand like he doesn't need to be. But I grew up around my father, my other aunts' husbands, and
Do
everything,
the
and
other
they
men
seem
like
to
him?
be um one of them do, the other men not really,
Well,
but one of them
I
do.
would just say this that men are far more accepting and understanding of men than women are. Women often judge men. Black women often judge black men pretty harshly. I get what you're saying, but I'm just giving you the interpretation. Because I ain't even looked
Hmm.
in the chat room, but I would bet if you go back to the chat room in this section, a lot of brothers will be co-signing what I said, and I know you didn't mean it that way. I know you didn't mean it
I
that
really
way.
didn't.
I know you
He's
didn't.
nice in other ways, but I'm just not comfortable talking to him. I wouldn't ask him that kind of question because I don't think it would be perceived well. I don't think
Well, I mean,
we don't have the
I was just
relationship to
curious if
talk
you had
to
ever,
him.
I was just curious if you had ever heard him say, man, I love your aunt, but boy, she just be on the brother. I mean, because after
Nah,
15
I feel like
years,
he'd
I
be.
mean, see, here's what should happen.
Hmm.
Your mother, is your father her brother or is your mother her sister?
My mother is her sister.
Your mother's married to
I
your
was
father?
my mother. They were. My mom passed away, but before that, my parents were
Oh,
divorced.
okay. So the women of the family should check her. That's what should happen. The women,
I mean, the majority of the women, excluding one of my other aunts. They're really Latin. Like
but
they're,
that's the problem. Okay, so listen to what I'm saying. If this were another group, the women of the family would check that. So
hmm
the younger women like yourself wouldn't even get a chance. She wouldn't get a chance to be the way she's been for 15 years of your life because the other women should have checked that. But the women
hmm
sound like they are just out of control, and the men are having to deal with it. And men are eventually men don't have the emotional outlets. We're not given the emotional tools. You're not given the
hmm
ability to emote. I mean, the man's doing probably the best he can. So if his niece or whatever you are to him don't really
Yeah,
like him, he's
niece.
probably like, shit, all things considered, man, I done put up with this for 15 years. Y'all lucky I ain't came in here and butchered everybody. I mean, seriously.
we're not rude to him. Like everyone in my
I
family
didn't
is
say
like
you were
very
rude to it, man. Just okay,
respectful,
okay,
but like
okay,
just
okay.
standoffish.
What I need you to do is just stop trying to adjust it and be right. Just listen.
Hmm.
Black women expect black men to be perfect or more than anything else. And I know you it's not what you meant, but I'm not just talking to you. I'm talking to women in general. Did you watch the video Rebecca Lynn Pope said about
No.
okay, she made it there's a black woman on YouTube has 1 million views on this video. The reason she stopped being a matchmaker for women, black women, is because of black women's unrealistic standards. And one of the things she said in the first 3 minutes was, look, men don't talk like women. He's not going to be your girlfriend, boo. Men are direct. And if you expect men to be this way or that way, they're going to hurt your feelings all the time. And that's the truth. That's just the way men
Hmm.
are. And here's the thing, black women, more than any other group of women, talk like what you're saying. You never really hear this coming from other groups of women. I certainly don't hear it coming from Asian, Chinese women. Certainly didn't hear that. Just not that they just and they're men. You think black men or something? I think it would be interesting if we could do like women could go to deal with some Shanghainese men or some Cantonese men, or go deal with some old school patriarchal men. A lot of sisters come running back to black men, be like, "Oh God, I didn't know we had it so good." Anyway, I need to get to the
Hmm.
next person, but thank you for giving up your point. Okay, Grand Rising Marketing, go ahead. You need to unmute yourself. I know she didn't mean it, but again, it's part of our culture to where you need to unmute yourself to where that even a man who's abused is expected to be nice.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi, Kevin. How are you?
I'm okay. And your first name is
My name is Krishana.
Krishana. Okay. All
Yes.
right. You were here
I just
earlier.
had a couple.
You were here earlier.
Yeah, I
Okay.
was on earlier,
Okay. What
but
do you got
I
for me?
was having some technical. So, I was listening in, and I just had a couple of questions. So, a couple people introduced me to your channel, which I enjoy it. But I have some questions just on how you're correlating, like the black woman separate from the black man, meaning like, you know, as a black woman, you're doing this, this, and this, and this, but wouldn't it have some type of similarity because she comes from the black man as well? Like,
How old are
I
you?
had someone 31.
Who's responsible for your actions?
I am.
That's your answer.
Okay.
I mean, where do you work?
I work for a company based in Chicago, but
Okay,
I
so
live in
based in
Houston,
Chicago.
Texas.
So, but
Hmm.
they pay you a salary. They pay you. They pay you, right?
Yes.
So they pay you to do a job, and you know how that, and you know what the expectations are. If you don't do the
Hmm.
job, do you get paid? Long term,
Um,
long term, would you get paid if you stop doing the job?
no, but I don't know if you understand my question. Because I guess when I had heard something when you said other groups. And so what I couldn't understand is that, as a black woman, you're saying, okay, you black women against these other groups, they got it right, but you didn't. So does that
Give me a
mean that
specific.
the
Okay,
black
give me
man
a
can?
specific thing because I'm trying to understand what you're saying, but you can't speak to me in vague and then ask me to be specific. What are you specifically
Okay.
asking me?
I'm wondering, I'm wondering why, let's see. I'm wondering two things. One of the things is when you said value system. I was listening to that and trying to really understand what you mean by that value system because I believe that that's different per person. So high value to me might be something different than someone else. Like to me, high value does not mean finances because I've met so many people with tons of finances and great
High value who,
success record.
ma'am? Men or women?
Men, men,
Okay,
men,
so
men.
are you telling me you can be a high value man and be homeless?
No.
Okay. What does the world mean when they say a man is of high value? Are they speaking about his character primarily?
No.
No,
Okay, you're
no,
saying
they're
okay.
speaking
So
primarily of his resources and his usefulness to the group.
okay.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Okay. So, and then you mentioned something about black women's behavior uh,
Mm-hmm.
being correlated or an extension of black men's behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Were you raised with your father in the house?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
But my grandfather, yeah, but not my
Okay.
father, no.
No, ma'am. That's why I asked you. Who's responsible for your grown behavior? You are. But here's a question I have
Mm-hmm.
for you. As a 31-year-old black female professional, why would anyone's behavior be someone else's fault?
It's not.
Okay,
You're
I
correct.
know, but that goes to a greater
Mm-hmm.
point. So often,
Mm-hmm.
black women often deflect their individual accountability or responsibility to things outside of themselves. Colorism,
Okay.
racism, white
Mm-hmm.
supremacy, lack of father,
Mm-hmm.
this, that, da 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 da. But at the end of the day, you are responsible, meaning you, meaning black women, meaning an individual is responsible for what they do.
Right.
All right. So if black women are just
Okay.
as responsible as anybody else is for what they do, who is impacting black women's inability to get the outcomes they want?
Okay.
That's a question.
Well,
If black women are responsible like everybody else is on this planet, who is responsible for individual black women not getting the outcomes that they want?
it would be it would be your responsibility to get your own outcome
So the
for what
answer
you
is
want.
the individual black woman is responsible for her choices and not getting what she wants.
Right.
Right. So we can get rid of the colorism and sexism and misogynoir and all this other kind of stuff because a singularly competitive woman can get what she wants.
Okay.
Okay.
But you're still saying under what you're saying, it still needs to be the black woman is still it just I don't know. I guess it feels like you're super harsh on the black woman,
Why?
and for me, it's like
Why, man? Hold on. Why am I super harsh? I've just used your logic in everything I've asked you. You came down and made a very logical decision. I'm responsible for what I do at work because they pay me. If I cease to do what I'm supposed to do, they'll get rid of me. I asked you, who's responsible for what you do? You said you are. How am I being any more harsh? How am I being harsh? Please explain.
well, I think perhaps it's just I may not be able to explain it. Perhaps it could just be an emotion that's arising when you say that.
Oh, okay.
I've heard your
Oh,
video
okay.
a
But
couple of
see,
times and I don't know what it is. I
but are we?
just can't.
But no, but see, you said I'm doing something, and then you said there's emotion. I'm not doing anything. I've just laid out exactly what I'm doing, and your logic is even lined up with it. So you're having an emotional response to the truth.
Right.
Okay, whose responsibility is that?
That would be my
Right.
responsibility to control the emotion because it's just your
Are
truth.
you familiar with Shahrazad Ali?
I actually someone recently, yes, in some ways, not too
30
much.
plus years ago, she wrote a book that basically is the black man's guide to dealing with the black woman. And in that book, she
Mhm.
pretty much laid out that everybody's been put under a microscope in this world, in this country, except for
Mhm.
black women. And she
Mhm.
got so much pushback. That book that she wrote 30 some odd years ago is telling of where we are today. Here's the
Mm.
thing. Who can honestly tell black women the truth in this
Mhm.
country?
Mhm. I
Because you
feel
can't.
like
Go ahead.
I mean, I come to my own truths
Okay,
just by speaking to other people and they tell me something and I'm like, wow, I hear it twice, then I believe it's obviously an
right.
issue. So
Right,
I kind of
but
self
so
fix.
had you not been able to get through to me, you would have gone around saying that I come down hard on black women.
Well, no, I was just more or less when I just basically thought that you had a different thought process on what value meant, and it just didn't align with what I
Okay,
believed. So
I am
I'm more of
very clear. No, ma'am, I am very, very deliberate and clear when I put anything out. I provide definitions, I
mhm,
provide metaphors, similes. I am very clear and consistent. So if you're
right.
unclear, that's not because I have not been clear. But what I'm saying is, if you had not been able to get through to talk to me, you would have walked around with an erroneous belief about what I'm saying and what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's true.
if you talk to somebody, you would have shared that with them.
No, because
If
I
they
believe
asked you
in
about
leadership.
watching my videos, or watch, if they say, "Have you ever watched Kevin Samuels' channel?" You'd have just said no.
Well, I would just say it didn't resonate with me 100%, but I've seen some great points.
My ultimate point is this: black men telling black women the truth offends you.
Mm-hmm.
It offends you. The truth of black men telling black women the truth is offensive. And many reasons it's offensive to you. One, because most black women believe you're above or superior to black men.
That's probably true. Because
Yeah, why? I've had women your age call to my show who are half my age, nowhere close to being as learned or as accomplished, talking to me as though I'm beneath them. And they know my bona fides. Do you see that happening anywhere else? Or is that a black phenomena?
But if it's something that's happening throughout,
do you see that happening? Do you see that? Okay, I asked, do you see it happening anywhere else? Do you?
I don't. So I must be honest with you. I filter my information to simply focus on the black community.
Okay.
So no, I don't see that happening
So
anywhere else. But I'm not comparing us to any other.
So if you're going to say if it's happening somewhere else, where's the else?
Some other platforms that I listen to or look at.
Okay. What platform do you ever hear black women engaging with black men in a respectful place where black men are in the leadership or the dominant position?
Well, I guess I haven't really. Yeah, most of the platforms are just like one person speaking to the people, and then in the comments, but it's not usually a dialogue.
Okay. And are there women leading these platforms?
No, it's mostly men.
Okay. So you're telling me you've never seen black men and black women interacting on a platform?
Honestly, not too much, unless it's like on the political side, but not necessarily on a relationship side.
Okay, on the political side. On the political side, where do you see black women engaging black men in a political debate where they're not meeting him as an equal?
Well, I haven't seen that. No.
See, the truth of the matter is, ma'am, you go in the black community and black women actually speak to black men with a low level amount of disrespect or contempt. Even when you called in here, would you say that you were calling in good faith, or were you calling in with thinking that there was a problem?
I wanted clarification, but I did definitely think that there was
so there was no good faith.
Okay.
So I just get thousands and thousands of people watching me because I'm bullshit. No good faith.
No,
listen to what I'm about to say to you. It doesn't matter how many hundreds of videos or thousands of hours or calls or doesn't matter any of the work. I had to prove it to you individually. Who the French toast of a black man has time to go around to prove to each and every one of you black women that we're worth a damn? The nerve of you ladies. A black man has to go around and basically sit down and talk to each one of you. What other group? But then you want us to go build Wakanda and slay white supremacy with no with no help.
But do you think that perhaps it's the wrong approach?
Okay, then who has the right approach, ma'am? Tell me.
Well, perhaps if I believe solely, like if something's happening consistently, it might be you the problem, not the other person the problem.
I asked you a very specific question. Who has the right approach, ma'am? Tell me.
Well, I can just use myself as an example. I've been approached in different ways from different people. Some people have more of a respectful approach.
And you're asking me, do I think it's my approach? And I'm asking you, let me be more clear. What man has the right approach to black women?
I mean,
what black man has the right approach to black women in your mind?
I really like Dr. Umar Johnson's approach to just the whole situation in general. I
You
really
like
like that.
okay? You like Doctor? You like
I do. I just feel like he's a
Doctor?
real
Okay, so
stand-up
hold
man.
on.
So
Hold on. Dr. Umar Johnson's approach. Be a little bit more specific, because when I see Dr. Umar Johnson
well,
speak, when I see Dr. Umar Johnson speaking, I see something. I've seen him on, the Breakfast Club. I've seen some of his
mhm.
videos stand alone. But what are you saying? Give me some examples of videos or times you say Dr. Umar Johnson struck the right tone with Black women.
I feel that his approach to, I can speak for just myself, makes me, that to me would seem like a real man, just by, the knowledge as well
What do you
as
mean a
how
real man?
he
You mean the guy who got caught up with the conscious stripper? You mean the guy who calls you
well,
queen
I
all
mean,
the? Hold
that's
on, ma'am. You mean no,
normal.
no, no? It's
I
not,
mean,
ma'am.
that,
No, it's
that's
really not.
life.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Stop, please. Don't overtalk me. Just because we disagree. No, it's not, ma'am. You mean the guy who hasn't built this school in countless years, who is being dogged by even followers and subscribers? So you think I should go around calling Black women queen to get your money, and then to knock up a stripper or some other stuff like that? That's the standard. See, what I've realized with Black women like yourself is you can get away with a lot by telling you what you want to hear.
Hmm.
But that ain't me, because I
Right.
have some integrity about myself.
hmm
And nothing you said today disproves, nothing you said today dissuades me from the direction I'm going. I like the path I'm going on, telling
Right.
exactly what I see, the truth, and you can either decide to accept it or not. But it's not mean, it's not harsh, it's not undeserved, and it's not accurate. And it's not inaccurate. It's very accurate.
hmm
And the person who started this dialogue between you and I came here with good faith. You didn't.
hmm
That's the problem. Too much of that between Black men and Black women. Black men can sit down at the table with Black women in good faith, but until you start
hmm
meeting us at the table in good faith, you ain't gonna get it. Because the guys who can get shit done, let me ask you, what has Umar Johnson gotten accomplished?
Hmm. I can't answer that because I don't know. I
So
don't know. I just, yeah.
let's go. A man who has been going around for years talking about a school that he has not even done one thing with, has not got anything accomplished, is the man you point to.
Again, why I want to just give some clarification as to, I guess, where I'm coming from. I think I'm coming from a different spot, and maybe I should have
Okay, what
been.
spot are you
I'm
coming
coming
from?
well, I'm more on like a spirit. I don't. I think value, like, to me, money. I don't want to live under a system. I know that I live under a
Knock
system
this.
of
Okay,
finances,
so
but
tell me where.
I don't want
Tell
to.
me where.
Spirituality
Okay,
is where I'm
you can have
coming.
out. You know what allows you spirituality. Okay, did you go to college?
Yeah.
Okay, why didn't you just graduate from high school and then go on a pilgrimage around the world living spiritually? Why don't you give up all your earthly beings and all your earthly belongings and go live a spiritual life out in the damn park somewhere? You don't want to be that spiritual. See, what it is, ma'am, is you're on some of this Hotep back to Africa, strong power, but you don't want to do the business. You want to be called queen, but you don't want to be subordinate to a king. And kings speak like I do. And kings have to do stuff. They can't just sit around and tell you, oh, you're beautiful. We got to fight wars. We got to administrate. We have to build roads, buildings, hospitals, schools. And we can't listen to bleeding hearts who want to have their ego stroked all the time. Sometimes a king has to chop off some heads.
Okay.
What's your role?
Educating the youth, the younger people,
No.
on their history.
No.
That's my role.
No. Your role is to support me. And whatever I say, do.
Okay.
Is that not the queen's role? Is that not the
No,
helpmeet's
you're
role? Are you a Christian?
no.
Do you believe in any sort of religion?
I don't believe in religion.
Okay, do
I'm a
you understand
spiritual
the animal
person.
kingdom? What is the
Yes, I
female's
do.
role? What is the female's role on the planet? What's her role?
Okay.
No, it's not okay. What is it?
Well,
Educated.
she's I okay. Mother, I would say
You can't mother
to
without my seed.
okay.
What I give you, you multiply. But you have no role without me. The female's role on the planet is a man. Get with it. Women cannot survive in nature without us. You don't carry the spark of life. We do. We build the world. You nest in the world. You're not my partner. You're my helpmate. You're my helpmeet. You're not my equal.
Okay.
Is that
No,
not
I agree
accurate?
with
Is
that.
that, I mean,
No,
so
I agree with that.
so if that's the case, that means eventually that means if something has to be done, the talking has to stop and the work has to start. There's somebody who has to say, okay, we're going that way. And I can't have you asking me, well, maybe it's your direction, maybe it's your tone. I need you to shut the French toast up and march.
Mm-hmm.
That's how every other group gets stuff done. Their women decide to shut up and follow. Why do you have the president you have in the White House? Because if there's a black man talking about coochie grabbing and everything else, no. Mm-mm. But white women said, I would rather have that man than that woman. So they said, with all the stuff behind him and bankruptcies and tax, no, we're going to just march. Every other group of women can march and follow their men. But you want black men to be like, approach it like Umar Johnson. I got no problem with Umar Johnson personally, but he's done nothing except talk real well. He talks real well. You do know his father don't even support his message, right?
Well, no, I didn't know that, but
Really?
that's neither here nor there. I mean,
Yes, it is. If the it's what? You mean what? Are you serious?
I mean,
okay, man. Maybe you should do this. Maybe after you get off here, go do a quick Google search of the man you said has the right tone. Go find out who you're really talking about. Because if you're coming at it from a spiritual standpoint, a character standpoint, a substantive standpoint, that's even more laughable than what you already said. You don't know you don't know the man. He just calls you queen. And you can and people on and now watch on YouTube, I need you to understand something. What did I tell you when women start to laugh? It's a tell.
it's a what? A tell. Okay.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Umar Johnson. I'll be damned. See, how do you compete with that? See, sisters, you want black men to build Wakanda? Then you're going to have to do your part. Follow. Not challenge, follow. Because truly high value men, I'm not going to ask you to do your part. They're going to, if you got questions, here's how truly high value men move. You start asking questions, oh, hold on, I'll be right back. They go over there. And they never show up again. Next thing you know, security be asking you to leave the property. They're not going to go back and forth with you and debate. They got time. They're not going to debate with somebody who's asking questions in bad faith. Me? It's part of what I do. I'm an image consultant, though. My job is to actually fix some of this stuff. Brianna, how are you? Brianna. Going once. Brianna. Going twice. All right, we're going to go ahead and bounce this person. Hello? Yeah. So, you see what it gets right down to, guys? The truth,
Can you hear me?
barely. The truth
Hello?
tends to offend, even when you try not to be offensive. Standards,
Hello?
what you want, tend to offend. When women have a line or a list, they fully well know and understand that some guys are going to get offended. I want them to be 6 feet tall to make this and that. They don't care if you get offended by their list. So, gentlemen, I say kudos. Learn something. Stop caring if people get offended by your standard, as long as you can do the work. See, it's one thing for, I heard you, Brianna. It's one thing for women to have he needs to be 6 feet tall, this, that, like Rebecca Lynn Pope said. Then you got to look like you can match that. Hello? I can barely hear you. Adriana. If you look like if you can hold that part down. So, Greg.
Hello?
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 Yes, I can barely hear you.
My headphones.
Are you on like Obama phone or something? She's on that Cricket Wireless. See, you got to ask yourself a question. Is it better to hear somebody who's saying something that's soothing to your ears, but they got no work to show? Or somebody that's saying some stuff that may be a little bit challenging, even though it's coming from the right place? What's more likely going to get you to the ultimate outcome? Like I said, I don't have any problem with Umar Johnson. Personally, my problem with Umar Johnson, I think honestly he didn't ask for enough money. $700,000 to build a school ain't nothing. He should have asked for $10 million. But he should have lined the people up who knew better. He's the spokesperson. He's the person who rallies. He should have had somebody he should have had somebody on the books. He should have had somebody on the planning, everything, all the technical stuff, everything about the cake of it. He should have had a team. He could have been the icing and the candles and asked for 10 million. Black men, we often ask for too little. This is why we don't have as many high-value black men. We undervalue ourselves. No, I want you guys to get everything everyone else can get. There are people on this YouTube platform with piano playing cats making $1 million a year. There's a kid who's 11 years old, a black kid, 1.6 million subscribers, millions of dollars a year. But on the black side of YouTube, the black men's side of YouTube, hey, over 100,000 subscribers. So, making $1 million a year. There's a kid who's 11 years old. Hello. Millions of dollars a year. Danny.
Yes.
You need to turn off the YouTube channel in the background.
Oh.
How are you?
Good. I'm good. Hold on.
Yeah, but you got to turn YouTube off or we got to cut this off.
Okay.
One, 2, 3. Hello.
Yes, I'm here.
How old are you?
I am 30.
Boy, I know you 30-year-old folks need to learn how to start working damn Zoom. So, what do you have on the topic for me? What did I get wrong?
You really didn't get anything wrong. I just wanted an honest opinion. Like, okay. So I'm in my 30s. I just got separated with my husband because he didn't want to move up in like income wise. He's 42. and he wanted to stay working, and I wanted to push him. Like I would do his resumes, I would push him, I would be his cheerleader. Then after a while,
You
this
ain't even
got
on the subject
so.
tonight, are you? You just calling in and ask me what you want to ask.
I just want an opinion. I really do.
Well, you could have booked a one-on-one advice session and paid me for it. Why didn't you do that?
I did. I went online, and the only one I saw was like 400, right?
That's what my advice costs.
Oh, okay.
I mean, excuse me. You don't think what did you think?
No, I think your time is precious. You're right. I just didn't know. I thought it was like, I don't know. I listen to YouTube a lot while I'm driving to work, and I didn't
Yeah,
know
but you
like.
just said you went to my website and you saw it and you said, "Oh, I ain't paying that. I'll just wait till he has a show and I'll call in and ask." Okay.
No.
Yeah,
I
let's
thought.
go ahead. No. I got time. Go ahead. You divorced your husband?
Yeah, we separated now because I
How many
was
kids do
pushing
you have?
him. By him, none. I only have one.
Okay, but none by him. So he's a stepfather to your child?
Yeah, but he
Okay.
never. I
Okay.
never made him pay anything. I
No.
never.
If you're going to do this, we're going to do it my way. He's a stepfather to your child and you divorced him. Where'd you go to college?
I got my master's
Of
from
course.
National.
A master's. Go ahead.
Yeah. But I'm working as a nurse now, but I switched careers later because I wanted to make more money for my daughter.
And what did you do before you were a nurse?
I was a social worker.
All right. Remember the jobs remember the high value men avoid these women. So what's the problem? What's the question? You stepped away. You divorced your husband or separated because he just wasn't motivated enough for you and your child. So what's the
right? Yeah, and I feel like I think I'm a solid 7,
okay? So
maybe 8.
there are no. Okay, how tall are you?
I'm pretty tall, like 5'6".
What dress size do you wear?
I wear size 11.
And how much did you weigh?
Last time I checked, it was like 145, 150.
That's bullshit.
I'm serious.
No.
I'm serious.
Excuse me. Okay. I'm an image consultant. I understand male, female sizing down to the science. You cannot be a size, you said 5'6"?
Yeah, like 5'6".
And a dress size 11?
Yes.
So it's either a 10 or a 12. So you're closer to a 12. There's no way you could be.
I fluctuate a lot because like during the summer.
Okay. All right. Okay. So what you're not going to do is not going to talk over me. So you're 5'6". When's the last time you weighed yourself?
Like about almost a year. So.
Yeah, exactly. Overweight women don't weigh themselves. You're not no.
But I'm not overweight.
Okay, look, lady. I'm see. Here's the thing. Can you hear me speaking?
Yes, I can.
That means if you talking over me, you're doing it on purpose. What is it you want to know from me?
I really just wanted a real honest opinion. That's all I wanted to know. An honest opinion, because you can't go to a lot of men and
An
ask
honest opinion about
their
what?
opinion to make my situation. Am I being too harsh? Am I living?
I think you better go back to your husband, because if this is the way you talk to men, you lucky you had a man deal with you in the first place. Where's the child's father?
He's around.
Where's the child's father?
He's in their life. He
lives in father?
He lives in the same town as her, which is outside of Chicago.
Where's the child?
She lives with me.
So where's the child's father? In Chicago?
Yes.
What does he do for a living?
He's a loser.
What does he do for a living?
He drives Uber.
So you got pregnant and had a child by a loser.
Yeah,
and then
because
you
I had her
decided to
young.
separate from the guy who was brave enough to be the stepfather. What does he do?
He's a janitor. He works very hard. He's a good guy.
Yeah, but you separated from the good guy.
Yeah, because
right, and okay,
Kevin, I'm trying to tell you for real.
No, all right. So you're 31 years old. How old is your child?
She just turned 12 in July.
So you got pregnant at 18 or 19?
Yeah.
All right.
I got pregnant young.
So you honestly think you're the shit?
No, I
You
don't
have
think
the
I'm the shit,
master's
Kevin.
degree and a 12-year-old kid, a nurse who had a baby
Mhm.
by a loser who drives Uber,
Right.
and you had the nerve to get rid of a hardworking man for what? You think there's going to be a better one out there for you?
No, Kevin, I
Okay,
I
then what?
think I
Okay,
don't know
but
if
I'm
I
trying to
explained it
understand.
right.
Okay, I asked this question, ma'am. Don't get upset, but listen. Is life easier with 2 incomes or 1?
It's easier with 2
So
incomes.
why did you get rid of 1? Because did you think you were going to go find somebody with another one?
What I wanted, yeah, ultimately,
No,
yes.
you won't. Let me tell you why.
Mhm.
Because the way just hearing what I've heard, ma'am, you had a baby by a loser.
Yeah, I did.
Then what man who's winning wants you?
But I think if you like, I'm really sweet.
I
I
don't
think
give a
I'm pretty
shit. I don't
attractive.
care.
I think I'm pretty
I don't
attractive.
care. See, that's the thing. You think that matters, and it doesn't. What matters is you let a loser impregnate you. You have a loser's child. Then when you actually had a man who was character enough to marry you, yes, he married you, right?
Yes.
Then to be a stepfather to that child, did he want children?
He
Did
did,
he
but he
want
wasn't
children? Did
financially
he want
able.
children?
Yes.
Answer my
Yes.
questions the way I asked them.
Yeah, he
Okay.
did.
And are you infertile?
No.
So he wanted children, but you wouldn't have a child with him.
No, I
Right.
didn't,
So
sir.
he had to take care of a loser's baby, but you wouldn't even give that man a child. And he had the nerve to
No,
listen,
he
woman.
didn't take care of him,
Listen,
though.
woman. You keep trying to see, you've told plenty of women this bullshit. You're talking to a man now.
But I'm being
You're talking
honest.
to a man now. You had a baby by a loser. And you
Yes.
expect people to give you and say, well, she's young or whatever. No, ma'am, it counts. It counts. And that child is 12 years
Right.
old. And somebody
Yes.
had the courage enough, the character enough to marry you. And what did you give that man? You didn't even give him the child that he wanted, but he had to take care of another man's child. That is
No, but he
oh,
did it,
Jesus
Kevin.
Christ. Did you guys live together?
And yes, and I pay most
I
of the
don't give a shit if you
bills.
paid most of the bills. See, you still want to tell a story from a woman's standpoint. The man had a job. But go ahead, tell us the story the way you want to, because I'm gonna teach a lesson with this. See, what she wants to do is tell us how great she is. See, I'm a
No, I
teenage
don't.
teenage mother, and then I went and got a bachelor's, and then a master's, and see, I'm driven and I'm motivated. Now, how much student loan debt are you in?
A lot.
I didn't ask you that. How much debt are you in?
Last time I calculated, I just like it was like 80,000. I was
80,000. And how
just
much do you make annually?
I am making
And
65.
how much did your janitor husband, I'm sorry, how much did he make?
He just told me, he showed me these checks and he would bring on overtime because it's a
How
well-to-do. He
much
worked
did he make?
like 22, 23 an hour, depending on what shift, what
How
was the
much
season.
how long were you guys married?
We were been together 9 years, but we were married 7.
So you've had to file taxes. How much money did he make?
We always filed separately.
When you were in school, were you working full time?
I was working part-time, which I
So
know
no,
you're
you were
supposed to do.
not. You were married
No.
while you were in school, yes?
Yes.
So who paid the bills while your married ass was in school?
Me and him.
No, he paid the bills. You were working part-time.
No, but I was still paying
Oh,
that. Was still
Jesus
paying
Christ.
half.
Listen, and you wonder why. It's simple math, ma'am. Could you have afforded to live and go to school without him?
No.
Then when
But
shush. Then when you got your BS, then you got your bachelor's. Did he have a college degree?
I did their
Did he
wedding
have a
when he
college
wasn't in a
degree?
picture.
Did he have a college degree?
I don't know. We weren't together when I got my bachelor's. I
Okay.
started over in nursing. I got my RN later, so I had my master's.
All
and
right.
So
So when you were okay, you said y'all been together how long? 9 years? But
yes,
you were married 7? You're
yes,
31? You've been
yes,
together since you were 22?
yes.
So when you were in college for undergrad, were you guys living together?
No, I met him soon after I graduated.
When did you got married after you graduated from college?
Yes,
Right. And how much debt were you in when you graduated from college?
a lot.
Right. And what age did you get married? 22?
Yeah.
And did you guys move into an apartment?
Yes.
All right. And then he had a job as a janitor.
Well, when we first moved in, he didn't have a job, but I believed in him.
I
and
don't
that's
give a
why
shit.
I
He
did.
got a job. Like you
Right.
said, when you were in grad school, you couldn't have done it without him, could you?
No, when I was in
No,
nursing
you
school, I
couldn't.
couldn't
And
have
let
done
me
it.
guess,
No.
and when did those student loan payments start? When did you have to start making payments? After grad school?
Yeah.
So you didn't have to make any payments on your undergrad?
Yeah, I had to make payments on my
So you had to make
undergrad
payments
and
on your
grad.
undergrad while you were in grad school, right?
No, it's on hiatus when you in
Right.
school.
So after you got out of grad school
Yeah.
and you graduated in grad school, what year?
I don't even know. I'm just so tired. I'm just so
I don't
frustrated.
want to hear this sorry, sad shit. I don't want to hear this sorry, woe is me
You're supposed
shit.
to be my brother. You're alpha.
I
You're
don't want
supposed
to
to
hear
be
this
my
no, because
brother.
I'm tired of black women like you who done reproduced and had a child and wants a goddamn excuse and then you get rid of good men because you think you all that.
No, I
I don't want
think
to hear
I'm.
it, ma'am. You graduated with your master's in 2 years?
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah,
you're
2
roughly
years.
24, 25. That means somewhere during your life, after you got a bachelor's and a master's, that no working janitor still had to pay some money towards light, rent, food, your college student loan debt, and he doesn't even have a degree. He had to spend money putting food in your child's mouth because it ain't his. He didn't even
But
get shut up. He didn't even get a child out of the deal. He's paying for another man's child who you called a loser. And then you have the nerve to come over here talking about, I divorced him because he wasn't ambitious.
But
And
Kevin,
then
I
you're going to
really.
get out here on the open dating market and tell this story. You are a permanent side chick, ma'am. You're a side
But
chick because of your character. I don't need to
but
hear any. I don't need to hear any. I don't need to
how?
hear the rest of the story. I don't need to hear how cute you think you are or how special you
But
think
I
you
did.
are.
I
I
paid.
don't want to hear any of this bullshit. I'm so sick of black women like this. Just think that because she got a degree. Remember, I got a degree and I'm a 7. I deserve a doctor now. It's these level up channels that do this shit, man. And she has practiced telling this story to women and suckers for the longest. Unmute yourself, Andrea.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
All right. How old are you?
I'm 29.
Okay, what did I get wrong on the subject?
I don't think you've gotten anything wrong on the subject. I actually tuned in a little late. My sister had to call me and like Kevin's on, so I didn't hear the whole the whole conversation, but you're usually pretty spot on. I just have a question.
Okay.
Let me start with my
Well,
little my profile.
well, hold on. But what is your question about the topic, or is your question about your personal life?
No, it's definitely about the topic.
Okay, just give me your question first.
Okay, so I do notice that there is you often mention like a pattern of behavior and thought processes in a majority of Black women, and I'd have to say that I can't disagree with you. However, I do think there's another prototype of a Black woman, and I think I kind of fall more so into that category. So I do know that there's a lot of Black women that think Black men don't necessarily can't necessarily vibe with them and live up to their standards and what have you. But there's also a version of the Black woman that is, I guess, has low self-esteem and just tries to take whatever she can get. And I think that I fall into that category, and I don't really do a great process of vetting Black men, because I do want to submit to a man, a Black man. I do want a Black man to lead, but every man isn't qualified for that role.
What do you mean take what you
And
can get? You how old? 29?
yeah, I'm 29.
And we say take what you can get. It means basically any guy that comes along or what?
Not any guy that comes along, any guy that I see potential, but that's like a dangerous word, potential.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to be really careful with that. And as I get older,
Okay.
as I get older, I'm more privy to the potential thing. That's a dangerous game to play.
Okay. All right. So you're worried you're gonna submit or pick the wrong guy because your self-esteem is low?
I have in the past, and I admit I know I'm in the danger
Oh,
zone.
okay. So if that's the case, have you gone to seek counseling and therapy?
I have not.
All right. Well, then you're going to continue to repeat the same things until you know why you're doing it and stop.
Right.
Ma'am, the world does not owe you or me understanding. If you or I know our issues, it is responsible for us to do. We're responsible for doing something about them. If you know you have an issue of picking quote unquote men who are not worthy, then do something about it.
Absolutely.
That's a pretty simple fix. But let me ask you, did you go to college?
I didn't.
All right.
I didn't graduate.
All right.
I didn't graduate.
So are you a woman that wants to live another one of these high-end middle-class lives, stay-at-home wife, 3 kids kind of thing? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice.
Okay.
I'm
And
realistic
here's
though.
the thing though. Are you on that looks level?
I was, and I fell
Well,
off,
then
but I'm getting back on track. I'm
What
getting
does
back
that
on
mean?
track.
What does that mean? You were, then you fell off. See, attractive women tend to not fall off until they get something that they want. How much do you weigh?
I weigh 185,
And how tall are you?
5'5".
And on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rank your looks? You can't use 7.
Face is a 9.
You give yourself Kelly Rowland.
Yes, I'm dark skinned. I always get comments
All right,
about
but
how I
see,
should plus size
all
model.
right, but here's the problem. I can't see Kelly Rowland getting to be 190 pounds without a wedding ring and some babies.
I know. She ain't never got that big.
Well, because women who usually are really that attractive realize that their looks open doors and get them what they want. I just take it as what you say, ma'am. I can't verify the camera's not on. Even if I say I believe you, this is all on you, ma'am. It's
Right.
all on you. So it ain't about black men. Seek therapy, like I always say. And you don't have any time to waste.
It's true.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Felicia, I see you. Ask you to unmute. Girl, if you
Can
don't,
you hear me?
if you don't get your boobs up out that camera,
I'm not.
are you in there trying to shoot your shot? Shit, go ahead then. Hold on.
No.
Oh, wait a minute.
No,
Felicia trying to shoot
Godfather.
her shot. Shit, go ahead. I'm listening.
Oh my God, I was not. But I just called in just to agree with you. I don't hear anything that you're saying was wrong. I'm speaking personally for myself. I come from a background where my mother was or is she's a Christian extremist where she believes that you can do without men.
Right.
And that kind of behavior was never corrected by the women within my family. And so now as an adult, I stand up for myself and I try to teach her, like,
Do you
that's
have
not
a
how
husband
you.
yet?
No, I don't. I'm single.
How old are you?
27.
And you need to, first off, stop watching YouTube and trying to watch what people saying about you.
Hold on, wait. You said what?
Stop watching YouTube and stop trying to watch what people are saying about you.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are. I can hear it in the background. I do this in real
It's
life.
dumb.
Yeah. So if you know all these things, why don't you use them for yourself and let your mama fend for herself?
I am, but it does hurt because
Uh,
I have men in my family and I want to see them do better.
You have men in your family and you want to see the men do better?
Yes.
Okay. But okay, have you ever flown in an airplane before?
Yes.
In an airplane, what do they say in an airplane? In case of
Um,
emergency, when we're gonna lose cabin pressure or whatever, what do they tell you to do?
put the mask on you first
Right. Why do they say that?
so that you can live. I mean,
You can't
you put
help
the mask
nobody
on
until you help
yourself first.
yourself.
Right.
Everybody in your family is full grown adults, right?
Yes.
So why are you trying to live full grown adults life? Therapy is right there. You trying to fix people.
It's because
I,
it's because they guilt me
I
for
don't. But the thing is, you got to let them guilt you. You're trying to fix.
yeah.
They can try to guilt you, but you're trying to fix them. Did
Yeah.
you have a father raising you?
Yes.
Is he alive?
He died when I was 13.
All right. Women who tend to have daddy issues try to go around fixing stuff. You're
Mhm.
27 years old and you need to worry about you,
Yes.
right? I mean, what can you do?
No, that you are completely honest and I do agree.
So that's what I would say worry about doing versus worrying about somebody else. I mean, not trying to be rude, but
No, you're fine.
so, I mean, trying to get your mother a man. I mean,
No, no. Just this past weekend, she had a boyfriend and was like talking down on him in front of me, and I had corrected her and I said, you don't talk to a man like that. And I also talked to him on the side and I asked him, how does that make him feel? And
oh,
he's
girl.
like, I love your mom. I want to
Oh,
be with your mom.
okay, but let me ask you, your mother's how old?
She's 63.
All right, and you're talking to your mother's boyfriend?
No. I was telling her
But how did you witness this thing?
because she was at my home. My mom,
And she was
she's
talking down
homeless
to
at the
her
time
boyfriend where?
at my home.
And he was there too.
Yes, this was during like a family
Right, and then
gathering.
you stepped in and asked a man, your mother's man, how he felt about her treatment.
Not during the
It
incident.
doesn't matter.
So when the
It
incident
doesn't
happened,
matter. You're
I
out of
talked to her.
line. You're out of line. That's your mother and a grown man. And first of all, no, because now you're looking for problems between you and your mother. And does that man? That man might want to get with you. You don't need to be doing that. See, you're trying to fix too much shit. Nope, not right. Not right at all. Stop that. Oh, crap. I'm going to have to cut that out of here. 2 minutes, 2 hours, 41. So, yeah, you don't do that. 2:41. You don't want to. Okay. You know why you're going around trying to fix people? Because you don't have a life. Where's your man? Where's your man?
I'm single
All right. Why?
because I'm working on myself.
No, you're not. You're not working on yourself. You're not even working with a therapist.
I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
You're not working yourself unless you're working with a therapist. You're a busybody at this point. Thinking you can fix yourself by fixing other people. Wasting your time trying to fix other people when you need to be putting a mask on yourself. And sadly, too many of our sisters end up doing this crap. And you're going to look up and you're going to have blown your best years, and then you're gonna be bitter because that cute don't stay cute for long. That cute don't stay cute for long, right?
Yes, sir.
No, stop that. Why does this thing keep doing that, man? We gotta keep doing. Oh, Jesus Christ, I hate when it does that. All right, so yeah, what city do you live in?
Chicago.
Chicago. Why are you? What is it gonna take for you to move out of Chicago?
I actually plan on relocating to Texas
When?
after I finish my degree.
What's your degree in?
I'm in school,
And for what? For what?
middle school education.
Middle school education. And how much longer do you have to do that?
I have until next spring.
Now you be
So,
graduating at 29?
yes. Well, 28.
28. Okay. That's and that gives you what? You got 5 years.
I know.
I mean, I'm trying to be polite, but why are you wasting time on your mother and her boyfriend and stuff like that? When was the last time you had a boyfriend?
The last time I had a boyfriend was a year ago.
How long were you guys together?
We were together for a year.
Okay. And why didn't that work out?
I found out he was married.
It took a year to find
Yeah.
out somebody was married?
Yeah.
Really?
It just didn't, I mean, a lot of the stuff didn't add up, but
But how did it take you a year to find out if somebody's married when Google exists?
because he's separated. He was separated from his wife. And
Oh,
yeah, and he owns
did he tell you he
property,
was
so he
married?
lives in his
Did he
own
tell you?
property.
Did he tell you he was married or divorced?
He told me he was divorced.
And all you had to do was check public records, right?
I didn't know. I met him when I was like, how was I? 25?
All right.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. You're young, sound naive, sound like you may be well intended, but it doesn't change the fact that you need to get yourself together.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to worry about mama and everybody else, yeah, you need to get you. So, all right, thank you for calling in. Don't waste your time. Don't
No
waste your life
problem.
on them, though, because.
I'm going to take your advice. Thank you so much for answering my call.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye. All
Bye.
right. All right. Let's go ahead and finish this one out. Maybe she's cooled down and ready to listen. Are you cooled down and ready to listen yet?
Yes, I am.
Do you have any sisters?
No.
Any homegirls or girlfriends, anything like that?
No. I do. Yes, I kind of do, but
So who do you talk to on a regular basis?
I have a friend, her name is Gigi, but she's Puerto Rican and Dominican, so her values are a little bit different, but she understands me.
Uh-huh. So who do you talk to about this? You separated from him because he wasn't ambitious enough.
Yes, uh-huh.
Does he have a full-time job?
Yes, he does.
So how ambitious did he have to be?
No, well, this is the thing. He wanted to become a pastor, so I pushed him. I did his resume. I showed him all these different connections. Like Salvation Army has like a training program because he doesn't want to go to school. At the time, he didn't. And so after I separated, he texted me and he sent me a picture of him enrolling into a pastoral
How
program.
ambitious did he need to be? How much money did he need to make before you stay married to him?
I just wanted him to follow his dream, which was to become a pastor.
Oh, so the way you helped him follow his dream was by leaving him.
He did send me a
So
picture
the
of
way
him
you thought
enrollment
to
of
help
his
him
enrollment.
was to abandon him.
No, because I did everything.
So the way
I did his resume.
let's play this out, okay? You want your daughter to be top of her class, right? All right.
Yes.
So the way you would motivate her is by putting her out of the house.
No.
Well, that's what you effectively did to your husband.
But can I ask you a question,
No, ma'am.
Kevin?
Did you follow the logic?
Yes, I did.
You thought it would help him by getting better by leaving him. What part of
The only
what
reason
part of the marital vow is that?
none.
Oh, okay, then why'd you do it?
Because I'm gonna be honest, after watching what is that show, Alchemy? Because me and him been together for 7 years, and he always
Have
wanted
to
to be a
watch what
pastor.
show?
It was Tyler Perry, Alchemy or something, where she became bitter because she stayed with him the whole time, and then finally,
You're
when he got
31 years old,
on,
ma'am. You broke your marriage up because of a Tyler Perry show?
no, it's not because it just resonated with me because
Ma'am, have
I've been
have
with
you
him.
sought therapy?
No,
You're
Kevin.
laughing, but I'm not. I'm dead serious. I got other things to do. I'm talking to a
No,
30-year listen. I'm talking to a 31-year-old mother of a 12-year-old girl and talk about you divorced your working husband because you watched the Tyler Perry movie.
No,
I
not
know.
because
I listened very well, ma'am. See, the problem you have is that I'm saying, and I'm parroting it back, and it sounds terrible.
Right, it does.
But that's your life. So you don't mind.
Yeah, it is terrible.
Well, yeah, but you did it. See, you don't mind doing it, but you don't want nobody saying it. And you honestly think you can drag this shit to another man, and he's gonna be like, "Okay, cool."
But I think, can I say one
I
thing?
think that
I
man is
think
too
you're
good for you.
missing.
Honestly, I hope he finds another woman who's gonna have his children instead
Well,
of taking care of yours and a deadbeat.
but he didn't. He didn't take care of mine,
Oh
and
yeah, he
I
did.
actually
I
took
don't want to
care
hear
of
that shit,
him.
man. If he paid rent, if he paid anything in the rent, lights, food, groceries, utilities, even if he paid 3%, he took care of your child. Shut up with that bullshit. He did,
Well,
and
then
you're too foolish to even
you're
give him
right.
credit for it. That's why you don't. That's why he's too good for you. You are
Well, I'll do.
you're sitting here saying that a man who is not your biological child's biological father, you did not even want to give that man his own child, but he still had to pay his portion of the bills, his portion of the utilities, his portion of whatever. Your child ate that food, right? Or did she only eat the food that you brought in the house? Did she only use the water that you paid for? Did she only use the lights in the room that you paid for? Is that what you're trying to
Well,
tell
he
us?
did.
Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, but I bought the groceries. I paid the
Right.
utilities. That's what I'm
I don't give a
saying.
shit, ma'am. So where was his money going?
What happened? We lived in an
Where was
apartment
his
outside
money
of
going?
Chicago.
So he wasn't paying nothing.
No, he was paying something. It was 60
Then knock it
40.
off, ma'am. I'm moving on to the next caller. You're just seek some help, lady. You sound like you're seriously. You sound like you need counseling, and you sound immature. You don't need to be. You're somebody's mother.
Yes. But I didn't really get to explain my
I don't
story
need to.
right
I
because I
got,
know
ma'am.
I'm a
Now
good
here's the thing.
person.
You
And that's why
you
he still
think
reaches
talking is
out
gonna
to
change
me.
something, ma'am? It's not gonna change anything. I know exactly what I need to know about this situation. I don't need to know all the details. I know that man needs to find a better woman. I know that you said you had a baby by a loser, and I don't know any woman who has a baby by a loser that should be divorcing anybody that's willing to help her take care of any responsibility of it. I don't know any woman who has a baby by somebody they says is a loser should be walking away from somebody who's willing to help her take care of any part of that responsibility. I don't know any
But
woman.
he
I don't know any
didn't.
woman who a man has helped you get through grad school and he's been there, he's helped take care of your kid. When you had to go to school, he was there.
Can I
I don't need
ask
to
a
hear shit,
question,
ma'am. I don't need
Kevin?
to hear nothing. When you were going to school, who was there sitting with your kid? He babysat, I'm quite sure. He took care of their daughter.
No, he
All right, get
didn't.
off my phone. I really don't care. I don't care. I really don't care. You're right, ma'am. He's horrible. He's horrible. You're right. You're a victim. Good luck. Out of here. Out of here. So, guys, see, this is what I mean. These average women, somewhere in her mind, she thinks, ooh. Somewhere in her mind, she thinks, ooh, what the heck is going on with my little stream deck, man? There we go. That's for you, lady. Somewhere in her mind. Oh no, see, he really wasn't good. And yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Somebody, ooh, yeah, can't wait to get a hold of that. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, how are you?
Oh, you can hear me?
I can hear you now, finally.
Okay. Yes, I was just calling to say that you were talking about why average women are upset about getting high value men. And I think that that's just because women, and especially Black women, are not told the truth. And I think you are literally the first man, really the first person that I've seen on YouTube be direct and extremely honest. And women don't get that. And I think that there is some cognitive dissonance that's happening because it's basically we've been told, that we deserve everything without having to put in any work.
Well, and who's suffering for all this? Because if you heard the call I just had,
Yes.
that woman said she got pregnant by a loser Uber driver. And she had a whole husband.
Yeah.
And she said, I divorced him to help him motivate. I'm like, you can't be a loser getting rid of a man. I don't get it. So my question is, would you think that Black women have been, I think Black women have been taught to think Black men are optional or disposable.
Yes. Definitely. I was raised by a single mom, and although my mom wanted, my father was definitely in my life, he just wasn't a provider, and they got divorced. And I think that I definitely grew up feeling like I didn't need a man. And
how old are you now?
I'm 24.
And see, when we grew up telling women that you don't need no man, men become optional. So at the slightest little bit of pain, hiccup, or whatever, it's easy to throw them away. And then these guys turn around 10 years later. It's like right now, you're 24. You're between in your prime, between 18 and 25, women in their prime.
Yeah.
You got women typically have their highest opportunity time to find a man. And the men that women casually toss aside right now, 10 years from now, it's going to be completely flipped.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that if you can make whatever adjustments you need to make to get the outcomes you want.
I'm married, so
there you go. Good. Good. Yay. And is your mom? Do you have any sisters?
Yes.
How are they, older or younger?
Older.
Are they married?
One is, one isn't.
And is your mom still unmarried?
Yes.
Do you live in the same city with your mother?
No.
Good. Yeah. You can love your mother, but married folks need to keep away from single people. Mm-hmm. That's all that is to it, because I'll say this: never tell married mama your problems. All right, appreciate you for calling in. Next time, get a better phone. Get rid of that Quick and Wireless.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Man, let me tell you guys something. The reason I was so harsh and direct with that woman in Chicago, it's not mean, folks. It's the fact that she has really deluded herself. No one was going to sit back and say, he is a good man, he was a working man, he just needed to do more. All right. See, does anybody think that she would have had the kind of attitude she had if she didn't have a master's degree? I mean, because, like, again, let's be real. She wasn't rich. I mean, she was barely middle class, right? She ain't balling. Knocked up at 18, and somebody went ahead and took that and there for 9 years. You, ma'am, you won the damn lottery. You're a fool. You're a fool. You're foolish. Now, I don't say you're a fool. You're foolish to walk away. But life gonna show you. Life's gonna show you. Because, you know, that little girl has grown somewhat attached to that man. And the worst thing, this is why so many men don't want to be the quote unquote cleanup man or deal with baby mamas. This is why high value men, if you're a baby mama, you do not exist to high value men. High value men will never wife you. I would say it is such an infinitesimally small number, it does not even count. If you a baby mama and a bona fide high value man, they don't want that situation. Now, we're going to touch on that one again because average women and high value men piss women off. We got to talk about this single mama stuff too. You want to really keep yourself in the middle, below average or average, have a kid without a wedlock. You basically signed up to be one of the 3 black women who don't marry. That's what it comes down to. All right, folks, we got to get up out of here. I got to cut those little segments out of this show, man. Oh, I can't believe that little Danger Zone crap played. I hate when it does that. All right, man, we got to get up out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in. The show ran long, but I got to go. Got to be over this 2 hours. So I'm going to do an edit to this show and put it back up. Put the show back up. Put the show back up. But until then, guys, till tomorrow or whenever, peace. We are. Y'all know what it is. Oh, I'm sick of that crap, man. I'm getting rid of those songs. Where was that at?
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong. I'm addicted to the good life. Yes. Yeah. Lead the way. I follow. No need to say. No. Where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all.
Join me on Patreon. Monday, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time for Patreon live videos. You missed a good one today. Join me on Instagram in the frat room. Live stream. See there every day. Up and up. Gone, they are gone. Email your show ideas. info@mykevinsanders.com or go to KevinSanders.com to pick your one-on-one time for the product. Guys, I'm telling you right now, if you send me an email with this long rambling, I'm not reading them, I'm deleting them, I'm blocking them.
Cause I know what I'm getting into.
Don't book the service, please. I'm not gonna talk with you
Nothing can stop me.
beforehand. Respect my time.
'Cause I'm addicted to